Hello to the Gresham community, board, friends, family, and most importantly, the class of 2020. I have the honor of opening our virtual celebration with the principal address. But before I deliver the address, I would like to honor our Scholar Diplomas. The Gresham High School Scholar Diploma is awarded to students who have exceeded academic standards and demonstrated outstanding skills in a variety of programs and activities. These students have earned a 3.5 GPA or above, completed at least 8 designated advanced courses, demonstrated proficiency in a second language, and participated in a co-curricular activity. We also want to honor our full international baccalaureate students. Gresham High School is the only school in East County to offer the prestigious International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. The IB program is our most advanced, comprehensive, and rigorous program of study, acclaimed internationally and offered in close to 1,500 schools worldwide. Students who successfully earn the IB diploma are also highly regarded by colleges and universities worldwide. At the end of this video, we will have all the names listed for both Scholar Award recipients as well as our full IB diploma graduates. Again, I am honored to address you, class of 2020. As I began writing this speech, I reminisce on the speech I heard from our then President, Barack Obama. Obama's message was one of a more perfect union. In his speech, Obama addresses the sacrifices our founding fathers made in building our country. He speaks of the unity and team approach it took for this country to end its division amongst one another. He spoke of a more just and free world. All of this more than 200 years ago, as our nation was beginning to build a more perfect union. It took common hope, a belief system that was entrenched in faith, the faith that division and civil unrest would improve. I have to believe what Obama was saying then is true now. The work of our founding fathers did not go in vain. This week, I sent a message to families. My message was centered around hope and being optimistic as we head into the future. I'm hopeful because I've seen the best in you. While my time at Gresham has been short, one thing I have seen and continue to see is Gopher Nation rallying around one another. I've been impressed with the number of students and families volunteering to hand out food boxes, help with Chromebook distribution. It has been a true pleasure to witness a community that supports one another. Class of 2020, in this time of global chaos, not understanding the why behind all of this, I challenge you. I challenge you to execute your leadership skills. I challenge you to stand with morals and dignity. I challenge you to persevere and meet each obstacle head on without fail. I challenge you to embrace cultures and heritage from all. Class of 2020, you have had so much taken away, yet I have seen you rise to the occasion, support one another, and bring hope to a situation that looked doom and gloom. It is at this time you execute your leadership skills. You stand by your morals and dignity as you enter your next chapter of life. It is at this time you meet each obstacle head on with passion and sense of hope. It is at this time you embrace cultures not your own, learn the values within while expanding your global capacity. Class of 2020, a more perfect union is waiting. Let me hold the door open and invite you in. Congratulations, class of 2020. Continue persevering. Define the obstacles. I know you can do it.
Greetings, class of 2020. My name is Dr. Catrice Barrera, and I have the honor and pleasure of having served as your superintendent. And I'm honored to be here today to share a few words with you during this historic occasion. Yes, historic. It's historic for many reasons, but for today, it would include how we are celebrating your graduation this year by way of drive-through celebrations so that we can keep you, your family, and our school staff members safe during the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. Well, I'm sure that this is not the way you imagine for your final year of high school to be. And there's nothing that I can say or do that will adequately make up for all the things that you were supposed to do this school year. But what I do want to say is thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices that you made to help slow the spread of COVID-19. You saved lives. And even in the middle of pandemic, you found unique ways to finish your high school year and come together as a senior class. Thank you also to the class of 2020's parents and guardians, because this past spring, you found yourself in the midst of playing the role of principal, counselor, and teacher. You ensured that even though our buildings were closed, the learning continued. We could not have accomplished any of this without you. Graduates, as you move on into the next stage of your life, know that you are well equipped. You're well equipped for whatever comes your way. These are challenging times in our country, and we need you. The most recent examples of senseless brutality in Kentucky, Georgia, and Minneapolis has outraged all of us. And we all have a part to play in bringing this country together and standing up against inequalities and racism. As we wish you farewell and send you off into this brave new world, we will remember each and every one of you for all that you have accomplished over your educational career. Your journey is made up of 12 years of learning experiences that have made you who you are today. And I know that many of you have overcome so much to make it to the finish line. You have thrived because you've learned from some of the best teachers in Oregon. You have created memories along the way, memories no doubt that will last a lifetime. And we are proud of the young adults that you have become. So class of 2020, I know you will make us proud. You already have. A strong and bright future is in store for each and every one of you. So I challenge you to grab hold of it, hold of your passions and purpose, and the rest will follow. I am forever inspired by all of you and honored to have served as your superintendent. Good luck, farewell, congratulations, and as they say in my home state of Louisiana, class of 2020, go be great.
Graduates of the class of 2020, families, faculty, administrators, friends, and loved ones, it is a huge honor for me to share some remarks on the occasion of your commencement. If you know me, you know that I'm also a Gresham High School graduate and that I am a Gopher to my core. So that makes this invitation to join this celebration all the more special, even if our current conditions preclude us from assembling in one place together. There is some irony in this circumstance. As I have watched the generations that came before you often get caught up in squabbles, fights, and division, I have also watched with admiration as your generation has sought consensus and has endeavored to see our world through morally unambiguous eyes focused on our common humanity. While it's a terrible tragedy that we can't be physically together to celebrate today, no physical distancing on earth could impede the closeness you share with your fellow classmates and the closeness that is emblematic of tomorrow's America. I'll be honest, I struggled a bit to summon the right words to share with you today. I need not list the landscape of challenges on your immediate horizon. You know them all too well. These types of graduation speeches are often seen as opportunities for older community leaders to impart wisdom and perspective with graduates. But right now, we're at a moment in time when our world would improve if the adults also took the time to seek the wisdom of our younger people. Class of 2020, we urgently need you now because your generation has a challenge and a responsibility to heal our republic. I entered public service at the local level in Gresham because as a kid moving to Oregon from Montana, this was the first place I truly felt that I belonged. And for years, I have said that one of my top motivations in public service is to ensure that kids in Gresham today can experience the same supportive Gresham that became home to me and my family when we had nothing and knew nobody. But I stopped saying that I want kids to grow up in the same Gresham I did, because the truth is, Despite our challenges, kids in Gresham today have a much better Gresham than they have ever had before. This Gresham looks more like America than yesterday's Gresham and has a much richer mix of cultures and lived experiences. And as your mayor, it makes me tremendously proud to know that you will take that foundation with you, which will nurture your community wherever you go, be it in Gresham or anywhere that your feet may take you. While it might be hard to see past the calamity and gloom that faces our nation right now, the institutions of change are at your fingertips. Don't wait for an invitation. These institutions belong to you in the same way that they belong to anybody else, and we need your moral clarity, your togetherness, and your collective spirit to renew and refresh our American democracy. Let me tell you a familiar story. The graduating class of 1918 graduated at the end of World War I, amid the outbreak of the Spanish flu, and immediately entered the Roaring '20s, followed by the Great Depression, and that followed by World War II. And then they birthed the New Deal and an era of growth and relative prosperity. Our society still not just for all their children and their grandchildren shined a new light on civil rights, work that remains tragically incomplete today. All of that to say two things. One, dawn comes even after the darkest of nights. And two, our current plight must give way to a renewed and improved social contract. I have no doubt in my mind that you are up to the challenge that we face, and I am also aware of the heavy burden that that represents. Guard the 6 inches of real estate between your ears. Only you own that. Think critically, research, advocate. Of all the things in the world that can be taken, education is not one of them. Nobody can take your education. That is so powerful. Use it. Well, I know that you will address our issues head on as members of one of the toughest, most resilient generations in American history. I also want to encourage you to take care of yourselves along the way. Run, walk, sleep, read, think, write, make art, produce music, express yourself, forge deep friendships, search for truth that is larger than yourselves, and find love and treasure it. Be nurtured by it and nurture others. Guard your hearts and let nobody deter you from leading with love always. Class of 2020, you are remarkable young people from a creative, compassionate, empathetic, just, and loving generation. Wherever life takes you, never forget where you came from and what you helped us build here. Your community is amazingly proud of your resilience and your accomplishments. And now as you commence taking root in the world with fierce intellectual independence and a dogged persistence for a better humanity, you are Gresham strong. And we are all stronger because of you. On behalf of your entire community, congratulations on this wonderful accomplishment. And to my baby boy, congratulations, and I'm very proud of you, Dee Dee. I love you.
Hi, I'm Trevor Bless. In September 2017, I chose to come back to Gresham High School at the start of my sophomore year. Gresham is a special place that I am proud to call my home. I would have never thought that I would be giving this speech to all of you today online, but rather face to face. All of us have worked so hard to get to this moment in our lives. I'm sure we all imagined this moment differently at the beginning of the school year. I imagined us tossing thousands of pieces of paper together in the gym. I imagined us all rushing to the Memorial Coliseum early in the morning on the day of graduation in a frenzy to practice for the big night. Lastly, I imagined the moment we all stood up and threw our graduation caps into the air and be able to say, "We did it." Do not think for one moment that all of your hard work was in vain because this day is not how we imagined. All of us have worked so hard to get to this moment in our lives. Although the circumstances are not what anyone would have expected, it does not take away from our accomplishments. I would like to thank all those who have sacrificed their time and energy during this time. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff of Gresham High School for all they have done. While I can't thank everyone personally, just know how much the class of 2020 is appreciative of the care, support, and advocacy you have shown to all of us. It saddens me that we as a class did not have the chance to see our senior year through. We not only lost a place for us to come together to learn and grow, but we also lost time having experiences and making memories with those closest to us before transitioning into this new and exciting chapter of life. The pandemic has taught me a lot, and I'm sure that's true for all of us. For instance, the time we spend with people can't be replaced, so we need to make it count and cherish those memories. I also learned a lot about how important community is, and how what affects one of us can affect us all. One singular person cannot make the world a better, safer, and happier place, but I know together we can. And finally, I learned that there is such thing as too much family time. Although this year has not been what we wanted or thought it would be, the future is unknown and we can make it what we want. And if we've learned anything this year, it's that the class of 2020 is well equipped to deal with whatever comes next. So whether you have a plan or you're going to figure out your plan later, we are all capable of achieving amazing things. Before I go, I would like to leave you with one last important message. All of you who are graduating today are capable of writing your own story and carving your own path. It is my hope that all of you live a life of happiness and find success in whatever it is you are passionate about in life. Before you believe in anyone else, you have to believe in yourself. Thank you.
Well, Gophers, this is it. I'll be completely honest starting out by saying the way this year ended kinda sucked. I don't have anything to say that can fix anything we've lost, but I do have a couple minutes to remind you why these past 4 years are worth celebrating. Most of us came to Gresham High School as freshmen, greeted by a building that was too hot, too cold, too small, too old, full of asbestos, and sometimes literally falling apart. While we joked about transfer season and the dirty G, we came to appreciate that place and we made it an unlikely home. We made connections to teachers, peers, and activities, and through our work building a community, we made an unfortunate building incredibly special. Flash forward 4 years and millions of dollars later to the first part of a shiny new building. This was the building of our dreams. No more tiny classrooms, rickety desks, unreliable thermostats, and doors to main streets that were somehow always unlocked. And as perfect as this building was, it wasn't ours. We didn't grow up here, we didn't make friends and memories here, but it's what we had and we weren't gonna let it stop us from making the most of our senior year. No gym? No problem. We still came out in crowds to support an incredible basketball season. Dances in the cafeteria and Ox Gym? We had better turnouts than we had in years. And nothing can be hung on the new building walls? Well, I saw some pretty incredible TikToks in those hallways that kind of made the most of that. So from what I saw, the class of 2020 always made the most of some less than ideal circumstances, and this spring was going to be the best one yet. And this is kind of the spot where I don't really know what to say other than thank you. And I have a good reason why. 5 years ago, my sister was graduating from Gresham High School, and I sat in the back of the Memorial Coliseum watching the ceremony. I remember seeing the ASB president that year talk to everybody that she had grown up and gone to school with. And while I was a little bored, like I'm sure you might be right now, I knew that that's where I wanted to be in 4 years. I didn't know how I'd get there, knowing only my brother when I was coming to school. But I knew that I wanted to be that connected to my school and my classmates. And I kind of can't believe it, but here I am. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you guys. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to the theater kids who supported my horrible acting and helped me find the confidence to always be myself. Thank you to Miss Brink and my lunch gang for teaching me how to be a kinder person while still being myself. Thank you to my softball girls, some of whom I've known longer than anybody else at the school. You've taught me what it really means to be a part of a team. And thank you to every single one of you for all of my days as a Gopher. From everything from super fan sections, dances, assemblies, to even just the funny things you'd say to your friends in the hallway loud enough for me to overhear. Thank you for killing it in this, your last year of high school athletics and activities, and thank you for helping us appreciate and support those who didn't get to. No matter what was thrown at the class of 2020, we always went ahead and made it great anyways. Over the past 4 years, we've had 3 principals, 2 school buildings, and 1 global pandemic. But here we are, graduating and stronger than ever. So Gophers, as you move on to the next chapter of your life, remember that you've been through some crazy stuff. Change is your friend and you're ready for whatever's coming next. So, though I don't know all of you personally, I want to thank you again for every one of my days as a Gopher. I wish you all well. I pray for your success. And just please remember, you are always more than your circumstances and you can make every day great. Thank you.